Hey, I think it's time I show you guys my new slasher build. You guys showed a ton of love on the debut video. You know, a lot of people were asking for it, and this time I didn't make you guys wait. What was it, like 8 videos last time? Like so many videos in between the Yao Ming video, you know, me dropping the center build. But like I said in the other video, I think this is one of the first years that slashers are actually good. Before they were never really like that, but like honestly this year they make a ton of contested layups. Maybe it's just because of the paint defense, I don't really know. But so far I've shown you guys a lot of builds. You know, my play shot, my sharp facilitator, now my slasher, my 5'7" sharpshooter, obviously the Yao Ming build, the interior force, the two-way post playmaker, the build from the Wheel of Rarest Builds video. That's not even it. You know, I still have more builds to show you guys. I don't know, I think I have a problem, guys. Honestly, I keep saying this, I'm doing it for the content. But anyway, let's get into the best slasher build in NBA 2K20, the best old head build. Position is a big one for this, and I chose small forward. I want it to be the biggest body I could be. You know, I want it to be as tall as I could be with still being able to dribble. I wanted to get the most contact dunks possible, even though contact dunks are pretty trash in this game. But I went with small forward. He is a wing build. He's not a point guard. That would be for like a playmaking slasher. He's not a shooting guard either. And whenever I have a guard on me, like when teams run with 2 small point guards, like he bodies them every time. Handiness doesn't really matter too much. You know, I go with right-handed on all of my players. Now we get into the pie chart. You literally don't have to do anything. Just press X. It's the first one. Pure slasher pie chart. He is a pure slasher. You get a ton of finishing badges. You get super high, I guess, finishing stats as well, but you get other badges that will go along with that. Now the physical profile, I think this is different, at least the pie chart I chose from any other build I have. I went with the second one, which is the best for vertical and strength, which is really important on this build. This one right here has the highest vertical, but it lacks strength a lot, and you need to be strong. You know, he's a big body, you know, he's a slasher. So I went with this one. Agility doesn't matter too much. Like I said, he's not a point guard. You're still going to be pretty fast, especially running on the fast break. But yeah, I went with this physical profile. Now the most important part, you guys already know how these builds go, the attributes. This is where we really start to get old, man. So we're gonna max out almost everything in the finishing except for post hook, because we do not need that. Now you could technically get more than 29 finishing badges. Like, I don't know why I went there, but you could technically get 30, but that's a wasted 18 attributes. You want to, like I said, leverage the attributes, and you can see at 74 I get 28, and you want to have just enough to get 29. You don't need all of those attributes just to get one more finishing badge. 29 is definitely enough. Now is where we start to get really old. All these youngins shooting all these threes, man. Now you guys saw in the slasher debut, you know, he did make a 3 and he greened it with no shooting badges. You know, all I really had was quick draw, but this is how I upgraded the shooting badges. So I did max out mid-range. I wanted him to be able to shoot that because I don't want people just sitting completely in the paint on me. Like if I get it there, I want to be able to shoot it so they can play out. Every build I have will be able to shoot mid-ranges no matter what. Now he can kind of shoot threes. I did max out the 3 as well, but it does cap at a 51. Post fade, I also did max out to an 85, not only because, you know, I go from 1 to 3 shooting badges, but an 85 post fade is good. Like he can actually do post fades. Keep in mind, especially when I have these smaller guards on me, like, you know, we can get toxic, we can start doing some post moves. You guys saw I can just body him, but I can also do the post fade. So basically back to my Yao Ming build, but just when I have guards on me. Free throw I put at 59. Now we might change that later. I'm gonna show you guys why. But yeah, we did actually upgrade almost all of the shooting attributes because I do still want to be able to shoot a little bit, but obviously you want some badges, especially when these rim protectors can literally just sit in the paint. 4 shooting badges is definitely a good amount. Playmaking, this is going to be really important. Your ball handling is going to be at a 73. We're not going to upgrade post moves because it doesn't really matter. And then pass accuracy, we're going to actually put at a 70, which you can see just gives you another playmaking badge. So you have 6 playmaking badges on this build. Definitely enough. Like I said, you want to be balanced. You know, you don't want to just throw passes out of bounds. You obviously need the ball handling, but you want a good amount of badges in every single category. Now we get into the defense. Now this is a really good defensive build. Slashers have always really been pretty good on defense, especially since this dude's such a big body. He can guard pretty much 1 through 5. I mean, sometimes obviously with the paint defense and centers, you're not going to be able to get a contest anyway, but you're going to max everything until you get to rebounding, because you're not going to really need rebounding. You're always going to be playing with a center. So I put this up to 35 and this up to 34. So that's just enough for 6 defensive badges. Again, definitely enough. You know, that's enough for gold intimidator and gold clamps or whatever else you would want to put on. Now the reason why I said we might leave the free throw at 59 or not is because you could decide between, you know, the shooting badge or the defensive badge. Like we could have upgraded this just 1 more and we would have got 5 shooting badges instead, but this is a slasher. You can't really shoot that well anyway. I'd much much rather have the defensive badge. But in terms of the stats, shot close, even though I don't really take a lot of those, that's going to be 95. All these are going to actually end up at 99, which I'm going to show you guys. But of course, these are really good. Like, you literally get every single dunk package in the game except for like big man contact dunks and big whatever, all the big stuff. Other than that, you get every contact dunk in the game. He can still kind of shoot, especially mid ranges. He has the post fade. He can pass and not throw it out of bounds. He's gonna get pro dribble moves, and he's a defensive stud. Now we get into the body shape. Now this doesn't really matter, but I did put mine on built. You know, we want a big body, we want to get those contact dunks. I wonder what would happen. Like, I know I keep saying that this doesn't matter, but wouldn't it just be kind of weird if you had like a compact build and like maybe it just looks different and you're just getting the same amount of contact dunks as the built? I guess this is just personal preference, but we did go with built. I have yet to make a build that is burly. Maybe one day, guys. We're going with built. Height. Now this is where I really had to do my research, and I ended up at 6'8". Now the reason why I did that is because that's exactly the height you can be. You know, you want to be the tallest you can be, like I said, biggest body, until you can't get pro dribble moves anymore. Once you go past 6'8", you guys can see the ball handle goes down 5 more points to 64, which means you're never gonna get 70. But at 6'8", you have room to increase your wingspan, all that other stuff I'll show you guys. We're still having that. Also, you get a +7 boost to your standing dunk, so that goes to an 88. So even when I catch it in the paint, you know, I guess someone throws me a late pass, you know, mostly centers because, you know, the passing vision, or even when I have someone else down there in the paint, like, the standing dunk attribute does really help. Wingspan, we've got to max that out. You know, it only makes the 3-pointer go down 1, doesn't matter too much. I mean, I shouldn't really have to say that much more. Like, I'm pretty sure we all know the advantages of having a huge wingspan. And this puts your ball handling at a 66, which is the sweet spot, because at 99, not 99.9, but just 99 straight up, you will get a 70 ball control, which is enough for the pro dribble moves. And of course, you have some wiggle room there, and then your block actually goes up to a 78. So this build is really good defensively as well. And then last off, the takeover. We could go with post score takeover, but now we're a slasher. We do want to get those contact dunks. It takes so long to get slasher takeover. I honestly think, I say this every video, but every takeover is pretty trash this year. But yeah, we're going with a slasher, and of course, once we complete the player build, unless I mess something up, we have built a slasher similar to Dominique Wilkins, LeBron James, and DeMar DeRozan. I think those are some pretty good comparisons. Definitely like a LeBron James build in a way. I guess without all of the playmaking, but you know, he gets really good defensive stats, so he's like a two-way slasher. But on top of that, he's built pretty much just like LeBron. Now it's time to get into the badges. This build is nothing without all the badges. Starting with the finishing, obviously the most important one, 29. We have so much to work with here. There's so many good and trash finishing badges, so you don't want to mess this up. I actually kind of forget exactly what I put mine on. Okay, so I'm loading into the park to double check my slashers badges, you know, just to make sure I got them right. It's double rep in cages. I've never seen that. I don't know anybody who plays cages, but I guess that's cool. And these badges are also going to help you like just be able to hold square in the paint like all the other old heads, or maybe you are an old head, and just make the layup 80% of the time. So acrobat, we're putting that in Hall of Fame. Really good badge. Contact finisher, maybe the best out of all of these. Not only helps you get contact dunks and stuff like that, but it'll help you make those lovely contested layups. Like, that's literally what the badge does, so obviously that's going to be good. Fancy footwork Hall of Fame as well. Really good for Euros, hop steps, or hop layups, whatever you want to call them. Spin layups, even though those are pretty trash this year. Just all those, I guess, advanced layups. This is really good for getting your defender, and then acrobat is good for actually making the layup. So I almost couldn't count. 2 Hall of Fame badges that help with those. So that's why, like, for example, hop steps are so overpowered. Giant Slayer Hall of Fame. You know, we have so many badges to work with. We're putting pretty much all of these on Hall of Fame. These help you make those contested layups on those lovely rim protectors. Lob City Finisher, I put on gold. We have so many badges, you don't even really need it. Like, you guys all know, Lob City Passer, Lob City Finisher, both of those badges are kind of pointless, but you might as well. I mean, it does kind of help, even though in that video I had this on gold and I did miss one of those alley-oops, but I just love when 2K just makes badges not work. Pro Touch, we're also putting that on gold. You know, basically rewards you for timing layups well, increases the skill gap. Really good badge. Not the best, that's why we're also not putting it on Hall of Fame. Putback Boss, also putting on gold. It's really hard to get putback dunks in this game, but this will help with that. And I guess if you do get an offensive rebound, that'll help with that as well. Honestly, I feel like we have so many slashing badges on this build. Like, it makes sense why he's so overpowered in the paint, even if it's not with contact dunks. Relentless Finisher, also putting that on Hall of Fame, not only because he has lung problems like every other my player, and 98% of the time he's in the paint, he will be tired, so this helps with that. But for some reason, this badge activates so much. Like, even when you're not so tired, Relentless Finisher will activate activate. So 29 potential upgrades. This is why the slasher is so overpowered this year. Now onto the shooting badges. You only had 4. Now my main player is a play shot, so he has Hall of Fame quick draw. I'm used to faster jump shots. Even like my interior force has Hall of Fame quick draw as well. So I'm gonna upgrade quick draw as high as I can possibly get it, which is gonna be gold, and I have 1 left that's gonna go to catch and shoot. Now I can switch these up a little bit. I mean, I don't know what else would really help, but like maybe range extender or something, but this is probably what's good to go with. Now if you normally don't use quick draw on gold, or you just don't mind having it on something like silver, you could, you know, spare it, move this over here. It really depends, but this is definitely what I would go with. You know, I like getting shots off fast. Playmaking badges. We have a lot of options here. I think playmaking badges is probably the worst category. There are so many useless badges in here, but handles for days, you definitely need that. Not a good badge at all. You know, you still get tired very easily, but you definitely need that on any build pretty much that you dribble at all. And then of course you also need quick first step. So 6 is the perfect amount for the playmaking badges. You know, like I said, when we do the attributes, not only do I try to leverage the badges, but I also think of exactly what badges I'll need, and this is exactly what you're going to need with this build. Gold quick first step is going to help so much. You know, get those blow bys and you'll really start feeling like an old man. Last up, we have the defensive badges. Intimidator, as inconsistent as it can be, you do want this on gold. And then clamps, if you do guard the ball sometimes, especially with all these teams that run 2 guards, you know, they like switching the ball handler, I would definitely put this up. You could, I guess, put this on something like interceptor. If you're really getting tired that much, maybe tireless defender, but I would definitely just recommend clamps. Again, the 2 defensive badges you're gonna need, that's why we have 6. That is it for the best pure slasher build in NBA 2K20. I'm definitely glad I could drop this build, you know, pretty soon after my debut. You know, there's only 1 video in between, and to everybody who makes this build, I hope you enjoy your old head part experience. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, make sure you guys drop a like down below. As always, we're going for 5,000 likes. Also, I have the full playlist of every single build. Like I said, I mentioned all of them at the beginning of the video on the stream right now. Go check that out if you missed one of them. Go watch some more videos. They're going to be in the outro, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.